Hello there guys, I hope you are well. Today in this video I'm going to be building this X-Wing from the Star Wars franchise. More specifically, this is Poe's X-Wing from Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. This seems to be a slightly rare kit in that it's the grey and the orange X-Wing. Most often when I see this online it's a slightly different version, which is the black and orange X-Wing, which is from an earlier film. This is 1/72nd scale, so it is nowhere near as big as the box would suggest. The Bandai box art is always excellent, and we get loads of pictures of the model on the sides here. Inside, all of the Bandai Star Wars kits are moulded in multicolour plastic, including some quite cool sprues that have two colours on the same sprue. These kits are actually pushed together, snap together kits, and the tolerances are really good, so generally speaking when I build these I find that I don't need any glue. We also get a choice of stickers or decals for the markings depending on our skill level. I find these instructions are quite typical for Bandai kits. The first couple of pages tend to be in colour, which of course is really helpful because the plastic is moulded in different colours, but then the interior of the booklet goes to black and white. Now I knew that I was going to paint this kit, and I figured it's better to paint the light grey bits separately to the orange bits, rather than doing lots of masking. So I just lightly dry fitted these parts to make sure they were all cleaned up properly. You can't dry fit in the conventional way with Bandai kits, because the tolerances are so good that you'll really struggle to get the parts separated again. There is some construction that can be done however, including these laser pods at the end of the wings. Because I was keeping the parts loose, I kept a couple of cardboard boxes around to keep the two wings separate, because the parts are very similar, but of course they are handed. On the other hand, the cockpit is all one colour. We can just paint the details later. And that fits into the floor, like so. And again, I dry fitted the side panels here to make sure I knew where everything would go, and also to guide me just as to what needs painting and what doesn't need painting. Like for example, do the edges of the pieces need painting, or are they covered up by an adjacent piece? One slightly odd thing that I only noticed later on in the build is that we have a spare sprue here which contains parts identical to the main parts but in a different colour. And I can only imagine that that relates to the fact that this is based on another X-Wing, I think the Resistance X-Wing, which is grey overall rather than orange and grey. And in fact we've got two lots of the cockpit here, and some blue styrene parts there which we don't need for this build. Anyway, with all the parts off the sprue, I gave everything a coat of black as a base coat, and then the appropriate colour, orange or grey, over the top. And I find with orange in particular, that black base coat gives a much sort of dirtier look, which is what I'm looking for, compared to just painting the base colour. You can see here, for example, both those parts look pretty grimy. If we compare that orange to the original kit plastic, you can see the difference there. So I might need to give an extra coat of orange just to bring that brightness up a little bit more. I did mess up slightly though, so you can see here on the right hand side I've painted the orange, on the left hand side I didn't, but I didn't realise those edges were still going to be exposed on the left hand side. So that's going to need another coat of black and then orange over the top. And you can see I've done the same thing over here as well. Oh well, back to the airbrush booth. Once that was done, I could start to put everything together. The fit on these really is top notch, and in fact occasionally you do find that even a layer of paint is too much and it just pushes the tolerance slightly out. But generally speaking, they just slot together really well. We have a couple of detail pieces on the rear of each wing which I painted in Tamiya XF56. Once our two wings are assembled, they just slot together to form an X pattern. And that is the bulk of the construction for the wings. At this stage I've painted the cockpit a grey colour, and I'll pick out some details shortly. But that can now go together too. There are a few panels that slot into the nose. I did a little bit of detail painting at the rear with some metal colours. And then everything slots together really well, with the upper cockpit stretching right to the back, and that piece keeps the X-wings in position as well. We do have the option to have the landing gear down or raised. Since this comes with a flight stand and a pilot figure, I'm going for the raised gear flight option. Although I suppose I could also go for the flight option with the gear down. And this is the simple stand that comes with it. All of these Bandai stands are adjustable to 3 levels on 2 different axes. I did consider putting this in some kind of workshop diorama. However, when I looked at those spare parts, this is what I managed to build up out of just the spare parts in the box. As you can see, it's basically a complete X-wing. It doesn't have the cockpit detail, and it doesn't have those front engine cowlings, but basically everything else is there. So I can see this being quite cool in possibly a crash diorama, but maybe more likely a workshop diorama. There are a few other details to add. We have the option of clear parts for the cockpit, or just the plastic canopy frame with no clear parts in it, no glazing in it. The reason you might not want to use the glazing is that actually that mimics the studio models, certainly the original studio models for the earlier films. More accurately, they didn't have glass in them because it would reflect the lights from the studio. I don't mind that, so I masked off the clear part and painted it. And of course painted our Poe figure. We do get these blue markings which are supplied as decals, although with hindsight I would have been better painting these. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to go for that heavy pre-shading with the black is that Bandai Plastic is notorious for not liking mineral spirits. There's lots of stories online about the plastic, which I think is ABS, starting to crack and fragment over time if you use an odourless thinner, mineral spirits kind of thinner, enamel thinner, that kind of thing. So for that reason I didn't do any extra weathering, and this is our final result. So there we go guys, that was my very quick build of the Bandai Poe X-Wing from Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I know a lot of people are not keen on the Star Wars kits, but a lot of people are, and I really love them. They always go together really well, and the engineering's fantastic, the detail is excellent, especially considering they're a snap-together kit. In the UK they are quite expensive. I was lucky enough to buy a load when I was in Asia and then bring them back with me. Although that said, this one here I got on sale recently. I want to say for around £20, which is probably about half price. from Jadlam, and I've seen it for around that price in a few other places recently too. The only downside is that you have to be a bit careful with that weathering, in terms of not being able to use the enamel thinner very heavily, but there are ways around that. And of course you can get TIE fighters, X-Wings, Y-Wings, B-Wings, A-Wings, and everything else, usually in the same scale as well, which is quite nice. Anyway, I would like to say thank you to all of you for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members for their ongoing support of my channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. I will be back with another video shortly, and until then, thank you again for watching, and have fun modelling.